We're going to be talking about something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but like I said in my last video, failure equals learning. So if that sounds like anything that you might be interested in, grab your project, grab your drink, and come on, come with me. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you are a new viewer or you are a returning viewer, thank you for spending some of your day with me. Now, I don't know the editing version of this, if it's going to be a hot mess or not. If it is, please forgive me. My son normally edits my videos, but both of my sons are out of town working, and there's no way that he could have took his entire computer system to edit my things while he's up in a hotel in Tennessee. So I am going to try to edit mine. Before my concussion, I was decent, not great, but decent. Afterwards, I couldn't make heads or tails of the software, so I'm going to try it again. So, full disclaimer, I am videoing this on Monday for Wednesday's video because it might take me all of today and tomorrow to get it edited. And y'all know me, my videos are so real and so really minor edited that I shouldn't have a problem, but I'm not counting those chickens before they hatch. I am definitely about to open me a sparkling ice, caffeine. It is 2 o'clock. And I was up at 6:30 after not sleeping, so I need caffeine. So now what we're doing. Alright. On my last video, I believe it was my last video, right? I was discussing the mistakes I was making with my Georgia purse. And wouldn't you know, I forgot that I wanted to bring my other purse in here so I could show you that it does indeed fit everything. It does. I checked it earlier this morning, and I love how it came out. I don't like having to do the binding. It came out cute though. And if I had, look at my binding work, y'all. And I'll even show you the inside of my binding work. Oops. Well, all right. That's a learning curve, and I can fix it. Apparently, it didn't tack down on that right there. But that's okay. I can hand stitch that. No, not a problem. Because I did end up having to hand stitch this right here. Ooh, pardon me. That seam right there did not work out right. Because this piece was actually up under this. This piece right here, this was my end piece, and it went up under my beginning piece. Well, I did that and then started doing the binding. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to leave the beginning of your binding unstitched so that you can slide this in and then stitch it up. I didn't do that. I wasn't thinking. So I did. And then when I got to the end of it right here, I had about that much left over. So basically I just kind of folded it in on itself and had to hand stitch it. Not my best job, but you know what? It is my purse. I will forgive my mistakes. So, I love almost everything about this bag. Almost everything. Apart from having to do the binding. Now, I did make myself a pocket. Now, I will tell you this. My wallet is a little bit wider than this, but you see how, and it's definitely taller. I don't have anything here. This is about That's about the length of my wallet. And y'all see how much room it has in there. As for my phone, yeah, that's about the width of my phone, but this is thicker. So I don't know if it'll fit in my pocket. Oh, yep, it'll fit. See? Look at there. That's what that pocket is for, my phone. And I do have to fix that hand stitching. I mean, I do have to hand stitch that piece that I missed on my binding. I was so busy patting myself on the back, y'all. So, the one thing I don't like about this is my choice of straps. I wish I had used my cotton webbing, the kind that I normally used on my totes. I wish I had used it. But to be fair, I had bought this and red before we closed Joanne down. I was at work one day and I was like, I want to make a Georgia bag. I want to make a purse. So I thought that I wanted nylon straps. I don't. Now that I know, I don't want nylon straps because the sound is so annoying and it's going to be right here by my ear. I will deal with it. Or I might cover this. I might just take binding or make some, black cloth binding type and do it maybe at the very top and have it like a decorative thing. Or I could just take it all the way down here like it was intentional. I don't know. But if I don't, I'm scared I won't use it because that is a major annoying sound. But I do love how it come out. And for a test run, the mistakes that I made and the failures that I encountered were my own doing, but it just taught me so much about the way I would want my next purse to be if I make another one. This is too cute. So if I can either tolerate the sound of the nylon rubbing against each other, or if I cover my sleeves with some black fabric, I'm going to use the purse. So why would I need to make another one? I have my crocheted, I have my spring fling bag, I have my spring fling mini bags. So I might not need all them. All right, and this right here, y'all know of the material that Laura sent me, the purple. This is a purple and yellow tote bag. Now this is not mine. This was made for someone, but mine is going to be purple, purple, and purple. All the purple. Now, I said that, yes, mine and my mother's colors are yellow and purple. But I think, for me, that this color screams that I want purple. But, oh, and this has the little pocket in the front, just like all my tote bags do. And I'm excited because I'm gonna tell y'all that's my mix. That's what I wanted to show y'all. I got so many well wishes and so many happy Mother's Days yesterday. And even before, yesterday, I think it was Friday's video, someone, a couple people were telling me Happy Mother's Day, and I got emails. So let me explain something. If I did not tell you Happy Mother's Day and you're a mother, I'm sorry. Happy belated Mother's Day. The reason I do that, the reason why I don't say that if I'm unsure that you're a mother, is because before my twins were born, it hurt when someone told me Happy Mother's Day. They were just being sweet and kind, but they didn't know that I wasn't a mother yet and that I just desperately craved motherhood. Whoever knew that just by doing naturally that I would be a mother of twins, but I think, it was just my just rewards for being patient, which I wasn't. I cried every month that my test came back negative. But it makes me super sensitive or ultra sensitive or overly sensitive, and not to do that to other people. So if you are a mother and I did not tell you Happy Mother's Day, I hope you had the best one that you could have. Mine was bittersweet. Like I told y'all, we celebrated Mother's Day on Saturday for me and my daughter-in-law, because the boys had to leave to go out of town on Sunday. So, and they did. They went to Tennessee yesterday, and they made it up there fine and dandy, and they're working up there. They're supposed to be up there 2 weeks. Well, in the half of the second week is when we're going up to Tennessee for my grandson's birthday trip. Technically, we're just riding along. My son and daughter-in-law was taking my grandson up and asked us if we wanted to go. You know, they had already rented the cabin and everything. So it's like, yeah, sure, we'll go. But anyway, it kind of, that's why I wanted to address it, because several of you have told me, and there's some of you that I don't know a whole lot about your personal life, or if I don't know if you're mothers or not. So please don't think I was being rude if I didn't reply Happy Mother's Day back to you. In my uncertainty, I wanted to play it safe, but not be rude. Okay? So forgive me. Now, the reason I only have those two things to share with y'all is because yeah, I started actually working on the tote bag a couple days ago, and I just finished it up this morning. But, well, it was just little bitty things that I had to finish it up on. But yesterday, I still struggle with Mother's Day because of losing my mom. So I knew that without my children here to distract me, I needed to keep busy. So in preparation for that said trip, for my grandson's birthday trip, I needed to get my greenhouse in order. So I did end up getting that 3-way splitter that I was telling y'all about. I hooked it up underneath my timer, and then I hooked 2 of my 25-foot garden hoses to it, and then 1 soaker hose from that 3-way splitter. And then after I put those regular hoses into stretched them to the 2 outside beds, I then added soaker hoses to them. So I did have to go back. I had to go to Walmart yesterday and buy 2 more soaker hoses, because originally I only bought 3, 1 for each bed. Well, that was fine in my Amish paste tomato bed, because I'm only using half of that bed, and that's at the other end. So I was able to run the soaker hose in a U and do that, because that's kind of, I have a makeshift tier system in there. Well, for my green bean beds in the middle, and then my other beds that has cherry tomatoes, homestead tomatoes, zucchini, bell peppers, basil, that bed I needed 2 soaker hoses and 2 soaker hoses in the green bean bed, because these beds are 4 feet, 4 feet wide. So they're planted on both sides of the beds, right? Same with my Amish paste tomatoes, but I could just make that a U. These I had to make a U, but I had to have 2 soaker hoses to do those. And then I needed some garden pins or stakes, whatever you want to call them. They're U's. So to me, they're garden staples, not stakes, but so I needed some of those and 2 more soaker hoses. So me and my daughter-in-law packed up and went up to Walmart. got those and got, some groceries and whatnot. But let me tell you, I have been on a snack feast today. I have done nothing but eat continually. I think my first piece of food crossed my lips at 7 o'clock this morning and hasn't stopped. Like I said, it was 2 o'clock when I started recording this. I don't know. I just cannot get enough to eat today. And I'm not hungry. I've ate food. I ate leftover dinner from last night. I have eaten some yogurt. The flip kind that, you have some things to put in it. I have eaten some chicken wings from Saturday. I had like 4 or 5 of them, and that's normally what I eat at just one sitting for dinner. And there's something else I ate. I can't remember what it is. Hold on, I'm thinking. Oh, one of the things we bought at, so it's a Smart Food. You know the Smart Food popcorn? It's one of those, but it says they're fiber pop, and it was toffee and sea salt. Oh, 90 calories per cup. That's my kind of snacking. Because, a cup, and I used my dry measuring cup. A cup of that is 2 handfuls. And trust me, that's a lot of popcorn. Especially if you're just snacking. Now, if you're just sitting there devouring it while you're watching a movie, it's not going to go very far, right? But with me just, intermittently snacking on it, it lasted a hot minute. But, jeezy Pete, I've done nothing but eat all day. Probably not going to eat dinner. And I bought a pork loin because my daughter-in-law didn't want to have dinner. She wanted to cook something down at their house last night for her and the baby. So, she might want some pork loin tonight, hopefully. Because I bought that the other day. And I knew she wouldn't want to eat the deconstructed stuffed bell peppers. So, I have got good response, thank y'all, on the last fabric that I bought. I think I know this combination won for this one. And I had a vote for black with the flowers and a vote for blue with the flowers. But I've had more votes for purple with this. So you know what Lynn's doing. I'm going to do that. Now, if you do want a bag, whether it is a tote or a project bag, no, do not. In either one of those, you let me know and tell me what color you want as your base. I don't mind doing either. I think what I'm going to do to begin with is a project bag for each one of these. And that way, if someone does want a tote, y'all can, you can get a tote in either one of those. And just let me know. I don't mind a bit. I was excited and I wanted to get started on them, but I also wanted to wait on the video to come out today so that y'all, Monday. I'm recording this on Monday, so. But I wanted to see y'all's opinions before I, cut into that fabric. And I also have that purse to do for my daughter-in-law. I think I've got it worked out in my head. I will probably mess it up, y'all. I'm not even kidding. That's not me being, ridiculously hard on myself. That's just me being realist. Because I don't 100% know that I'm going to be able to not trip myself up and make a mistake. But the good news is as I learned with my Georgia Bulldog bag here, I can make a mistake. I can fail and turn it around and make it still a beautiful project. right? I'm not gonna get down on myself for that. So I can make it work. Same with her bag. But there's a couple things about her bag that she wants. She doesn't want her straps to come this way. I did let her hear the nylon of this, and she said she wanted nylon. So hopefully that doesn't drive her insane, which it kind of blows me away that she wanted it with that sound, because she's very sensitive to certain sounds. And I'm really shocked that, that didn't really bother her. So I'm glad, but I'm shocked. So we'll see. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can reach it. I don't know if I can. Hang tight. All right. Well, I almost, okay. I actually did reach it. Sorry. Usually I have everything within reach, but I was just going to sit here and talk to y'all. I wasn't planning on knitting, but since I'm almost done, now this is where I was when I talked to y'all last. And I only worked on it. I was supposed to be working on it one night when I was watching TV. I fell asleep. I'm not lying. I fell asleep. But I am at the very tail end. I'm doing my last bit of just garter stitch. So that I think I've already done 2 rows. So I have 4 rows left. And then I'm done with this. And it can go home to Tina. But anyway, I did get everything done for the greenhouse. I didn't finish telling y'all about that. I ran the timer, I tested it, and I ran it for 30 minutes. Today, as long as I finish recording this fast enough, because yesterday it was about 4 o'clock-ish that I tested it. So as long as I can go back out there before 4 o'clock and reset the duration, I think I'm going to change it to 45 minutes. Because, and y'all, I kind of laughed at my ingenuity, because with the soaker hoses, all right, I have those 3 beds that I told y'all about, but I also have 5 potted plants of marigolds, to keep down the pest pressure in my greenhouse. But they're sitting outside of my beds on my walkway. And I was like, how am I going to not come home to dead marigolds? And I thought, well, you know what? I can. Now, I moved the marigolds near the Amish paste tomatoes bed. I moved those in the walkway close to the green bean bed. And when I did those 2 soaker hoses in the green bean bed, I just basically looped them. I ran them out of the bed, looped them. Like one, I only looped probably about that far out of the bed so that it could drip down into the marigold, the marigold pot. And then I moved the other one that was on that side of the walkway. I moved it the same way, but up toward the corner of the bed, and did the same thing for that side. Then on my very much multi-assorted bed, I have 3. I had 1 in the bed in a pot, and then I had 2 in the walkway. Same situation with the walkway ones. I just fed the thing out, because my beds are created with old pallets. So basically I just ran it out of a slot and come back in the same slot so that it would, drip down onto my marigolds. The one at the very end that I had inside the bed, I used the soaker hose and just ran the very end of that up there. But the problem with that was I think it was too steep of an incline for the very end of that, because you got to think, I have good water pressure, but this is 3 lines that it's supporting, and like the 50 feet on the Amish paste tomato bed, 50 feet on the green beans. But then the bed that I was having trouble with, it reaching the end into that marigold one, that was 75 feet. That was the 25-foot regular garden hose. And then, which I didn't need that, but I couldn't find a 10-foot hose. So it had 75 feet to go. And I told my husband, I was like, this isn't going to work. Because I was so proud of myself. I was patting myself on the back. I was telling my husband, I was like, you got to come see this. You got to come see this. You know, I was pretty smart. And I realized, oh, okay, well, this isn't going to work. So what does Lynn do? I bear hug that daggone pot, pull it out of my thing, dig around, loosen the stuff in the soil in the pot, dump I put my hand on top of the soil because there was marigolds right there, so I just grabbed them and then just dumped it upside down to where all of the soil and the marigold was supported in this hand, and I just put the pot over there to the side. And the marigold was established enough to where the soil stayed in the shape of the pot because of the roots. And then I just sat it down in the bed where I made the little hole. I didn't want to do that. I didn't really want the marigold in my bed because I have done that in years past, and I don't like how much room it takes up in my bed. Be that as it may, I had probably about a 2-foot span at the very end of that bed with nothing in it. So I could do it. I just didn't want to. So I went ahead and did it. Laid the soaker hose down there, and it's going to work beautifully. It doesn't have to go up at the very end of 75 feet. It doesn't have to go that, because I mean, it was a pretty steep incline. It was about that much. Well, let's get my nails out of the way. Yeah, about that much of an incline. And probably from my wrist to the end of my finger, that's the duration of it. But it was definitely a go-getter. It was trying to get up into that pot, and it just wasn't happening. So this fixed that problem. Now, we're going to see today if 45-minute duration is long enough, because I have it set. I'm going to set it for the early morning hours and let it run for I can even let it run for an hour. That way my father-in-law doesn't have to worry about that. And I did have some still in the little planter pots that I'm going to give my father-in-law. They're not ready for him to take home yet, but I needed to keep those wet. So I have the little bottom watering tray that I bought from Amazon for when I start my plants. I put all of them in there, and then I ran that feeder hose or that soaker hose through that, and that was too much water, so I ended up taking it and trying to run it just around one of the plants to where the extra water will go down in that tray. Yeah, wish me luck on that one. But I'm trying to keep busy so that yesterday wasn't, because as long as I kept busy, I didn't feel that humongous hole in my heart, you know? And as much as I love my brothers, they were just wanting to be sweet and you know, tell me Happy Mother's Day, but I know they were hurting too, so I reached out, and after they told me Happy Mother's Day, and I told them, you know, I ain't gonna get into details, but I let them know I was thinking about them too. We're all struggling on Mother's Day. And keeping myself busy yesterday was the ticket. But I'll tell y'all what, I don't know. I mean, and I can't be the only one. Yes, I know this is a crochet, knit, and sewing channel, but I cannot be the only one that has like an emotional hangover Like yesterday was so stinking hard for me. Today, my headache's a lot worse. I'm tired. Didn't sleep last night, so that's probably why my headache is worse and I'm tired. But I don't know. To me, it just feels like an emotional hangover. That's all. That's the only way I know how to put it. So I thought, what better way? And this is why when I tell y'all to go find one piece of joy and hold on to it, because you never know when you might need it. I do that way more than y'all would know. So today, I found that with my sewing machine. I found that watching Colin and Paige's podcast. And they were burning their wood they're finally doing the burning the wood for the cabin itself, for the house. Now, before they were doing the burning for the overhang, what's it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Where the overhang, I know the soffit maybe. Well, the difference is on their house, they're not doing the brushing, so they're leaving it charred black. I like the look of the brushed brown, so I'm going to brush ours to make it brown. But I was like, you know what? This is the kind of day that passes by. I don't have anything I have to do outside today. There's things that I wanted to do, but I didn't have to. And honestly, sitting at my sewing machine was bringing me more joy than thinking about going outside and doing anything. Because I need to harvest my oregano. I need to harvest my marjoram. I need to harvest my sage. And I may end up harvesting all of my rosemary and restarting my rosemary and lavender plants. But I'm not going to do that till I get back. I'm not going to do any of these things until I get back because I don't want to have my father-in-law come down here but once. Because him and his girlfriend, he stays over at his girlfriend's house about 40 to 45 minutes away. Sorry. I've got the burpsies so bad. But I just want him to come check on the kitty cats. Maya is going to be over at a friend's house, a friend of my son's house, because, you know, she'll need to be walked and pottied and everything else. So, but the kitty cats, they will be fine. They will miss me like crazy, but they will be fine. They have the watering system, the feeding system. The only thing that they're not going to get while I'm gone is their wet can food. And they're going to be so mad at me when I get back. I know they are. But they'll be okay. And the litter box, like I said, he won't have to be messing with that. But I'm going to leave them plenty of little toys around. They love to play with Maya's toys, in fact. So, they will be good. They will be good to go. And, honestly, don't think I haven't thought about taking them with me. But I think that would be more traumatic for them than hanging out here. Because that's a long car ride. And they will be in a house to where they don't know anything about. And I also don't know, I haven't asked my son if the cabin was pet friendly or not. So, I couldn't do that without asking. And I had no say in the booking of that. Because it wasn't my trip, it's my son's trip that he planned for his son. You know, we're just going along. But anyway, I'm excited for it and, trying to get things prepped and ready. And so, except for knowing how long I want my water to run, my ducks are in a row. Maybe. Might not all be ducks. It might be chickens. And they might not all be in a row. They might, kind of deviate every now and again. So if anybody ever tells you I got all my ducks in a row, tell them, nope. She got chickens and ducks and squirrels. And they don't all listen. They don't all go in a row. Yeah, I told you. I'm tired. I have a headache. I am not myself today. I'm trying to make it to where you'd think after 15 years. Yep. Still just as hard. I don't think we ever get over missing our mom and our dads. Alright. Oh, nope. I almost said I was done, but I got one more row. No, I think how many did I do? I did 2 rows. I think. No. Yes. So I got 2 more rows. Okay, no worries. I'm going to get off here and finish these rows off camera probably because I need to... Oh! Alright. Lori. I did email you back, sweetness. You left a message on my website. I did leave you a message. I do not have a pattern that I sell for my bags. But Lori's question brought something out to me. I mean, yes, I make my bags to sell. That's not a secret. But if you also, want to know how to make a bag, would y'all want me to do a tutorial on that or something? I don't have a pattern to sell per se, but I mean, I guess I could do a video. And if you wanted to buy it, you could buy me a cup of coffee on Buy Me a Coffee, or you could do a gift on one of my videos or something like that. Or PayPal. I mean, I guess I could do that. If y'all want me to, just let me know. It would have to wait till I get back from the trip, but I could start it beforehand. Because that's one video I would not want to edit. That would be way too many clips to try to put together for me with my post-concussion brain trying to relearn a software. I'm going to be doing good to get this video up and edited. Oh, poo. Y'all, I was doing my stockinette. I did my 10 knit stitches and started doing purl stitches. Hold on. Dag-nabbit. Dag-nabbit. Alright. Let's see. Yep. Now let me go back to knitting. Because Lynn, you're doing garter stitches. I was going to say something before I got myself sidetracked. Oh. So, I have a lot of bags planned. And originally, I was getting, because I do have bags over here stacked up. The large drawstring project bags. Because, they're not everybody's cup of tea. But I want to be continually making things. I don't want to have downtime. And so I think what I'm going to do is, there's plenty that I want to make. Because on my list over here, Kathy. For the Kathy that wanted dog or Highland cow prints, I do have those images. I just keep forgetting to email you those. I need to do that right after I get off the video here. Jill, I've got Jill's taken care of, and I'm so glad you love it. I'm so glad. Cheryl Lee, I had hers already sent. I have hers sent out. I got cats almost ready to be sewn. Oh, and I do need to grab a plastic container, because y'all, I I got straps for all these totes and stuff, and let me tell you, I need a plastic tote for the, I need a plastic thing for those. Do y'all remember when I was working at Joann, I had bought, actually I can reach one right now. See, and this is one of my packs of straps. I had bought some of these, right? These things are perfect. I mean, they're clear. I can see what's in them at a glance. And they're really great for stacking. Now, there's some that I bought that are different than this. They don't have this. They just have the one hinge. And I cannot find any more of those for my cheap little self. So, Walmart has some, like, clear shoebox type things. I saw it on their website. So, next time I go to Walmart, I need to grab those. In fact, I may go to Walmart this afternoon. I know, I just went yesterday. But I think I need brake fluid because my husband is trying to get my car fixed. He did order my master cylinder off of Rock Auto. And I'm hoping that that's the problem. I hope it's not the booster. I'm hoping it's just the master cylinder because the booster's a lot more expensive. And this, my car, y'all, it is a 2005 Toyota Camry. I got that car when it had 30,000 miles on it. That's it. And she has 356,000 miles now. Yeah. So, I'm excited. I would love to have it fixed before we go on our trip because I would love to take my car. Because, y'all, I would take, even with 356,000 miles, I would take that baby up to Tennessee in a heartbeat. But that's not going to happen. So, in all probability, if my sons don't come back into town before we leave on our trip, we'll probably take, not my son and daughter-in-law's car, but my other son's Subaru. He has a Subaru Outback Wilderness, I think is what it's called. But we'll probably take that, and you know, the boys will have the work truck that they can drive from Chattanooga over to Pigeon Forge. So I couldn't take my car even if I wanted to, even if it's fixed. But if it is fixed, I might tell my husband I am due for a trip up to Indiana to see my biggest brother. Because it's been about 2 years, I think, since we drove up there. And it's about time for me to go see him. I would love it to go see him. In fact, well, I don't know. I was about to say, in fact, I could take a couple balls of sock yarn and make sure that I make their socks while I'm there. But now my sister-in-law likes the no-shows. My brother likes the ones that are like mid-calf or higher. Those would take me forever because he is like 6'3". His feet are probably as big as my son's. And they are a 14 and 15 shoe. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, it depends on the brand. Some are 14, some are 15. I was about to say some are 13, but I don't, maybe, yeah, like flip-flops or something like that could be a 13. But like tennis shoes or dress shoes, yeah, those are typically 14s, I think, or 15s. Y'all, I don't remember. It's been so long since I bought my son's shoes. I mean, I did buy one of them, some flip-flops the other day for this trip. So, that was a size 13, but like I said, that's flip-flops. Anyway, I've been sitting here talking y'all's head off long enough. I'm going to get off here, do my last knit row, and then bind off. And then go out there, put this thing on. I think I'm going to try an hour. I was going to do it in a 15-minute increment, you know, do instead of 30, do 45. But I think I want to do an hour. It was supposed to rain today, So I'm glad it hasn't, so that I can test that theory out. We've been having good rain, thankfully. I mean, like, entire month of April, it wanted to not give us rain, and it's given us good rain during May. I'm not going to argue. So I hope you have a great day, night, evening, morning, whenever you see this video. I hope you find some joy in your day. I hope you hold on to it and pull it out when things are not so bright and rosy and sunshiny. And I will see you on Friday. Until then, take care of you. Bye.